Yo fam, welcome back to the Car Talk Podcast. It is your host, Austin Gross, and today we are jumping right into it. I've got an awesome discussion on mind, and it's mostly just because of the fact that I just got off of work, and I was talking with my coworker who is, I don't remember how old he said he was. I think he's 35 or 36. And my gosh, was it awesome to hear his perspective on life. Like, genuinely, it was really, really refreshing. And it made a lot of sense to hear him reflect on his early 20s, his mid-20s, even into his late 20s, and how he thinks about his life now at, mid-30s. And it really brings me back to the thought and reality that time is seriously something that is just... it's so crippling to us. And I really wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't so crippling to us, but in so many ways, we as a society think about time and think about our age way more than we should, and in ways that we shouldn't. And I just think that one of the most beneficial things that you can be doing as you're going through life is just reflecting on what you genuinely love to do and what genuinely brings you happy, what genuinely seems like there's nothing else in the world that matters as much as this particular thing. Everybody's got something, whether that be something as simple as crocheting, or whether it be something like fishing, or whether it be like there's literally thousands of different niches that any individual could be interested in. And if you know what that is, yet you're not leaning into it, I really, really want you to take a deeper dive into why. Why? Is it because what you're doing right now is a little bit easier than what you would be having to do if you did go along the lines of like your passion? Or if you were to chase your dream, would it be way more difficult? Would it require you to be put yourself in a situation to do that, and it would result in you living a more difficult life than if you were to just stay doing what you're doing? And I ask these different things just because you have to literally reflect on your own life. Every answer is different for every individual, but every single person listening here today can truly take away one thing, and that is that time is just time. Your age is just your age. Don't overthink it. Life is just life. Literally, I know it sounds freaking ridiculous and I'm saying this because you only get one life. I'm not trying to belittle what life is, but I am trying to convince more and more people to live life less serious. It is really, really important that we all live life less seriously. And that can be done in many, many ways, and it all kind of, like I said, it depends on what kind of way that you're living as is. Do you obsess and have anxiety over the littlest things because they're not perfect? Do you spend a lot of your time getting frustrated about things that are out of your control? Do you do different things throughout the day that just genuinely don't make sense for what you want to have happen in the future? And a lot of those again are going to help you just basically reflect on what you should be doing at this very moment, because that is all we got, guys. This very moment is all we have. And in order for us to truly take advantage of each and every moment and to live each and every moment to our fullest potential, but to also benefit our future selves to its fullest potential, we genuinely have to reflect and decide what's most important to do each and every day. What decisions are you going to make today in this moment that is either going to excel you towards something greater, or it's going to keep you at wherever you're at? And I don't want to tell anybody to do anything, because you're in charge of your life. There's literally nothing that we need to be doing. I do not need to be filming this podcast. But I'll be straight up, I do not need to be filming this podcast. It is just what I feel in my heart I should do. I was going to play some music And matter of fact, I started off the car ride with some music. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go back to the podcast I was listening to before I went to work. Then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should talk about the discussion that I had with my boy at work and use this as something to talk about on the podcast that I've been highly neglecting this year, or last year rather. It's already a new year, and I'm already kind of neglecting this, and I'm sorry. I really, really, really want to become more consistent with this podcast. I genuinely feel in my heart it's what I'm supposed to be doing at this time, and I know there's not very many people viewing this at this moment, but those of you that are, I really, really appreciate it. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me that you're listening to this, and I genuinely hope with all of my heart that you are getting something out of this. I genuinely hope that, and if you are, please reach out, leave me a comment, DM me, whatever. If you're not, do the same. Like, I'm all for it. I'm all for the criticism, the constructive criticism. I'm new to podcasting. Like, all this is new. Like, I really don't even make much content around the lines of like self-motivational stuff, or like whatever you want to call this. Like, genuinely, this is just new to me, but this is what I feel in my heart I need to be doing. And is it hard? Yeah, it's hard. It's not something that I want to do all the time. I don't want to prop up my phone and just start filming myself and do a podcast. Like, no one necessarily, I think, would really want to do that. But if you have the skill set that allows you to do it, if you genuinely have dreams like myself that result in benefits from a podcast earlier in the career, like, there are so many different things that make me here and present with each and every one of you right at this very moment. And all of those things have a lot to do with why my life is progressing in the way that it is because I'm deciding to make the decisions on a daily basis, on a micro level, to do the things that I might not necessarily want to do, but I know are going to benefit my future. And we all have those things. Like, first and foremost, if you don't, if you're not healthy and fit, like, that's the first thing, like self-discipline. No one wants to go to the fucking gym and work out and get their heart rate up and do the things that, you do at the gym. No one wants to do that. Even the guy that is really, really fit, even the guy that's really fucking ripped. Like, I promise you, he does not want to wake up every single morning and want to go to the gym. But the difference between him and you is that he's been getting up and going to the gym every single fucking day. Every single fucking day. Not just on the days that he thinks it's good to go, not on the days that he thinks it's not good to go. Every fucking day that his gut and soul feel and his spirit feels he needs to go into the gym, he goes. And that can be you. Like, that can be all of us. If you want to be a content creator, the only difference between me and you is the fact, if you're not a content creator, I'm not belittling you if you are a content creator, obviously, but if you aren't creating content but you wish you were, the difference between me and you is that I decided to actually lean into my gut feeling that I needed to create content. I made the content, and I continue to make the content, and I do it even on days that I don't want to do it. The only reason that you aren't doing the same thing is because you haven't started posting. That's the only difference that's putting the label on me as a content creator and you not. And fuck the labels anyway. Like, if you don't really feel in your heart you're supposed to be a content creator, if you really don't feel in your heart you're supposed to do what you're doing in your life at this very moment, fuck that. Get the fuck out of whatever you're doing and do something else. I'm sorry for cussing, but I'm really passionate about this. Like, you need to lean into what makes you happy, what makes you tick, and what brings your inner child out. Every single day. Every single day. And the first thought that comes to my mind when I just literally heard myself say that was another amazing customer that I talked to today. Very old gentleman. I think he's in his 80s. Just an awesome, awesome dude. Outdoorsman. Was a zoologist all of his life. And he's just got an incredible network of people and outdoorsmen that he knows. And one of the guys that he knows is 107 years old. 107 years old. And he goes, like, he tells me straight up, he fishes 100 days out of the year, and he hunts 200 days out of the year. Like, this man is out and about. Like, he is living his life to the fullest. And, my boy asked him, he's like, how are you living this long? Like, how are you doing this? And he said, straight up to his face, he goes, every day that I'm meant to be out here, I am. And God doesn't count those days. That blew my mind. That genuinely blew my mind. When I heard him say that, I got the chills up and down my back. I straight up was like, dude, that is some wisdom. Like, it's so ironic. Like, this morning I literally saw a TikTok of a 97-year-old woman. It was like, Grandma, how did you live this long? What's the secret to life? How did you get to be where you're at and living as healthy as you are? She's like, honestly, I eat bad, I drink bad, I literally live how I want to live. The one thing that I do is I never fall asleep without having gratitude, without truly feeling grateful for every single thing that I have. And she was acting like she didn't know the answer to why she was living as long as she was. She literally was acting as if like she was the most humble human being on earth and had no idea why she was blessed with the opportunity to live that many years on this earth. When all of her amazing friends, I'm sure that she's known throughout the years, no longer are with us. And that's when I just like, something just really hit home. I was like, man, between those two stories alone, like, if you go out and do what you're meant to be doing every single day, I promise you, it's not going to count. You're going to live life happy. You're not going to live life the way you're living it now, the way a lot of us that feel the way that I feel now have lived in the past, like, truly. And I just know that when you give gratitude to those things, when you truly, truly feel grateful for those things, really, really, really good things happen in your life. And such good things that it's like you don't have to go out and tell your neighbors about it. You don't have to go out and tell your friends and family about it. Like, you genuinely just feel so content and happy within that you could just do. You could just be. You could just be yourself. You could just live life less seriously and have more joy. Like, it's literally as simple as that. And I don't know. I feel really inspired to tell each and every one of you to go out and chase your freaking dream. Your dream ain't gonna chase you back. You genuinely have to go out and chase it with full speed. You gotta go at it. You gotta go at it nonstop. You gotta keep going at it, and you can't stop. Like, it's just... And once you get going, you'll understand what I mean, because you'll never want to stop. You'll realize that this was the greatest gift you were ever given. The opportunity to chase your dream. It's not the dream. It's not the glorified bullshit at the end of the fucking tunnel. It's literally making your way through that tunnel and finding the beauty within the tunnel. And with that said, fam, I want each and every one of you to have the best day, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to this. And I just want each and every one of you to go out and spread happiness if you're happy. I know a lot of people are happy, and if that's you, fam,